Yeah. Hello. I was just talking to our floor manager. This is Kayla,
Hi.
episode 526 of the CAHRS. Thank you, Tony. That was lovely. We have got a big show coming up today. Tanika, Peverall, young girls performing for us live in the studio.
We got Sherl Westlund from Diabetes Research WA.
Health advocates. Frank Prokop is coming in about talking to your doctor as a patient or a carer.
We got author Margaret Woodberry talking
She's-
about health and beauty tips.
Oh, she's got a great
I
new
need
book.
that.
Thank you. Travel with Steve Collins will be here very soon.
And Variety of the Children's Charity talks about the new Variety Lottery.
And I bought it, $100 a ticket. You win $1 million house. Stay tuned for that one. Those girls from the Shark Tank are here. They're talking about their fantastic new juices. And
We got Catriona Coe talking about school, drug education and voter wear.
we also give you another chance to win $100 thanks to Bendigo Bank and another $50 Fasta Pasta voucher. We have got such a big show. You reckon we should start it? Yeah, let's go for it.
It's showtime on the couch. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can watch it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with friends. And the best in town. Oh, it's showtime on the couch.
You're probably wondering what all this is all about. Christine Bailey's here. We're going to talk about craft. She's a tutor at CAHRS. Ryan's here as well from CAHRS. We're going to be talking to them very soon. The canning show's coming up. Oh, I've got so much to say. But first, let's get on fire with this great girl. Her name is Tanika Peverall, and she's singing Girl on Fire.
She's just a girl and she's on fire. Hotter than a fantasy, long like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire. Feeling the catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. She got both feet on the ground, and we're not coming down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. fire.
How we move people off and on the set in a hurry, it amazes me. You wonder why I lose all my weight and look like a stunning figure. It's just the magic of television, guys. How I got these two guests to sit there and get that young girl out, you are just
Incredible.
amazing. And I'm also lying because we do that. We recorded that earlier on this morning, but you know that because our audience is very smart. They know that I'm not, I was going to say stupid, but anyway, let's move on ahead. She's going to be back at the end of the show. She's only 8 years old, wonderful talent. Somebody that's also a wonderful talent is our next guest. It is, of course, Chris Bailey, and we've got Ryan Schulz from CAHRS, Canning Agricultural, Horticultural, Recreational Society Incorporated.
You're
I
good.
think we got it right. Good. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming in
you.
today.
You're welcome.
Ryan, we've got a special lady here today.
Yes.
Tell us all about
well, Chrissy Bailey here has been a member of the Aggie for quite some time. She, back to the dinosaurs.
Yes. Definitely last
I
century.
saw you in Jurassic World.
And what we've done, Fred, is over the last few years we've introduced all these different community groups. We've now got our theatre group established. We've just launched a show choir. Our gardening group's been running for 10 years ongoing now. We've got our knitting ladies, our machinists on a Thursday morning. And this month, next week, in fact, we're about to launch our Canning Craft Connoisseurs group.
Then this is a brand new workshop, isn't it?
A brand new workshop and special interest group, which will be meeting Tuesday mornings. So we're going to put it on the go for a while there. And Chris is going to start with the ladies, and it will develop and grow into new and fun,
Fantastic.
wacky things. But she's going to start with some scrapbooking and some card making.
That's what we've got here, isn't it? This is scrapbooking.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, Chris, or tell us both actually, what is scrapbooking and why do people do it?
Well, originally I think scrapbooking started people collecting little things like their theatre tickets and mementos, whatever. But now it's advanced to such a stage that gives many women an excuse to litter their homes with all sorts of bits and pieces and papers. So that one there is an entrant in the special celebration section.
I'll pop one down, yep.
Yep.
And tell me about this one here. I mean, this is just an example of a couple that we want to
that's
show
a
people.
child one. I did that on a particular cruise that did scrapbooking. I don't usually put as much effort into it as that because that's painted, stamped, raised flowers.
The word scrapbooking, is it scrap paper? Why do they call it scrapbooking? Why is it scrap?
I think it was things that normally you would throw out but you wished you'd kept, such as a ticket or a timetable or a memento. Whereas for some of these, like this one...
Like that one there amazes me because that's got some amazing photos.
Yeah, they're of my parents and their wedding. And it's a lot of people... 3 reasons why a lot of people start scrapbooking. 1, they want a family history. 2, they've got grandchildren or children. Or 3, they travel.
I like this one. Tell me about this one.
Okay, that one actually was an entry that I put in, the double-page one, and it goes with this.
I'll hold that one.
Yes, the gentleman.
We've
After
got
I'd been
I'll
to
show that one
Africa,
as well.
and I decided that I'd use material as a background in context with the colours of the people and some artwork that they had done, so some earrings they'd made and placemat that they'd woven.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Wow.
I had a lot of fun doing that one.
Incredible.
What are the advantages
Incredible.
when you do scrapbooking? What's the pleasure that you get? Because a lot of people are saying, I need a hobby. I should maybe go down to CAHRS next week and get into it. What do they get from doing it?
Well, if you've got your photos in a box or you've got various photos that you particularly want to keep, it gives you a safe way to preserve them. We never, on that old-fashioned one, use your originals. We just get you to copy them so that if they get damaged anyway, they're not lost.
So next week, Ryan,
Yes.
we're going to be starting the workshops. It's
We
the
are.
second week of July. So
It's
we're
a
going to start
big
it.
month actually, Fred. This
What's
is our get ready for the show month. So in November we launched the 2015 Make Smoking History Canning show, and as well as sideshow and toffee apples and show bags. The big element of why we aren't a festival or a fair, we are a show. So we exhibit and allow for competition and provide platforms for people to exhibit their work to the community. So July is all about getting ready for the show, pitching in you know, trying new things, putting on display to your local community things that can be done, you know, and whether that's baking at home, which we also do have a huge baking and fruit and vegetable preserving workshop.
Is it too early, Ryan, for people to check out the CAHRS website and find out some info about the show?
Not at all. If they head straight to the website, we have all the information about upcoming workshops, our community groups. Now, like I said before, we have theatre, choir, gardening, crafts.
The Talent Quest is coming, folks. It's going to be huge.
The Talent Quest this year is going to be phenomenal.
It's got one of the biggest, hugest people in the world on it.
Our Showtime Talent Quest this year will be panelled by Fred Mafrica himself.
Oh, thank you very much. Only because I'm the only one that fits on the stage. But the thing is this year, Ryan, unless people do enrol to be part of our Talent Quest, I'm going to personally do the whole 10 hours of tap dancing, probably naked.
Oh,
but only cartwheels.
And cartwheel,
You've got to bring out the cartwheels.
Well, I think I will. I'll threaten people, but we've got a fantastic photo competitions. We've got the cakes on display. We've got flower arranging. There is so much reason for being part of the Canning Show. I have to say, I've been part of it for 3 or 4 years. The crew at CAHRS do an amazing job. We want more and more people down there. There's a whole redevelopment happening at our location at Cannington.
Incredible.
But we are still putting on a fantastic show. So don't worry, there'll be heaps of parking.
Great.
Heaps of food, which is really important.
Oh, yes.
Coffee and great people, great talented people. Now, do people need to prepare for this fantastic craft workshop?
Well, you know, Chris and I have had this discussion, and we think that people should just come along at first. If they have things they want to bring that they would personally love to use, bring them along. Otherwise, Chris is going to bring some bits and pieces that people can have a toy around.
So it doesn't matter if people don't bring anything to start with.
If you want to bring stuff, bring it along. If you don't have anything, or you think, oh, I'm not sure if that's quite right, just come along and
is it
have a
free?
look. It is. It's free.
Absolutely free, folks. Absolutely free.
On down at the Cannington Exhibition Centre and Showgrounds is always free for the community. We have a small annual membership fee of $20, which covers people for insurance purposes while they're on our grounds. But with that $20, you get your show tickets sent to you. You get special discounts through the year for all the other events going down at the centre. And it's a really, really beneficial society to be part of.
Fantastic. And I'm a member as well. I think they're wonderful. They do a great job. Look, this is one workshop that we're talking about today. Check out the website at kahrs.com.au. It was on the website. There it is again, kahrs.com.au. Thank you to Ryan. Thank you to Chris. Look forward to seeing you both at the craft workshop.
Yes.
Starting next week. Numbers are limited. Please get in. Don't think, it'll be full. No, get down there. We'd rather have it full than have only half a class. And we'd love you to be part of it. Thank you very much to you guys. And I'll talk to you more about CAHRS very, very soon, about the show, the Canning Show, coming up very soon.
We will be back.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
Now, if you would like to win yourself a $100 Bendigo bank account so you can spend it at the show, hey, what a great way of doing it. $100 account, ultimate bank account, take it to the show. All you have to do is put the code word, which is on the screen right now. It is Bendigo. How do you go? With Bendigo. Anyway, it's the fantastic Bendigo Bank, a part of the community bank here in Perth. They're giving you $100. You just need to put that word Bendigo on an SMS, send it to 0439 929 929. That's 0439 929 929, and put your name and address please on there as well, and one lucky person will win that bank account. Now you can be anywhere in Australia because you can open that account at Bendigo Bank. And thank you to Community Bank, Bayswater and Noranda for sponsoring this segment as well, and thanks to them we'll see them another giveaway next week. All right, time now for another Kids Biz. We've got Annie Kay talking to a wonderful lady. Over to you, Annie Kay.
Thanks, Fred. Today on the show we have Kat. She works for School Drug Education and Road Aware, also known as Tadira. And we'll be talking about the drugs and the effect that they can have. So, what are the drugs causing the most concern for young people at the moment?
For young people, okay. Well, drugs have been around in society for a long time, and what was around before is still around now. But it might surprise a lot of people to know that the drugs causing most concern for young people and for adult population is still alcohol. So people often don't think of alcohol as being a drug, but it is. Yep.
What are the effects that drugs can have on young people?
It's kind of hard to define exactly what can happen because we're human beings and we put something into our system, it's not necessarily going to affect us all the same way.
Yeah.
So that we have to remember if we choose to use a drug, that what can affect it is our mood, how much you've had to eat, sleep, that kind of thing. And drugs have an effect on the central nervous system, so the brain. So if you're looking at using a drug, you have to be aware that there could be consequences connected to what you're doing to your brain. So, you know, it's something to really think about. If you want to stay safe, the best way is not to use.
Okay. And are the effects of that alcohol can have and other drugs can have quite similar, or are they different?
We classify drugs into different ways. So alcohol, for example, would be classified as a depressant drug, something that slows down the central nervous system and so makes you feel more relaxed, that kind of thing. Stimulant drugs like caffeine or amphetamine make you feel more alert, more focused. But for any drug really, Annie, what goes up must come down. So when the drug is out of the system, you can sometimes get left with, well, we've all heard of a hangover, but you can also feel maybe anxious, a bit low mood. So again, you know, there are consequences to putting things into your system, and especially with illegal drugs, because we don't know what's in them.
Okay. And what can you do if you think you have a problem with drugs or alcohol?
If you've got a problem with drugs and alcohol, the biggest guidance and the best guidance would be talk to somebody. Don't be on your own with it, because there are different things. And if I think back to when I was young, you can get put in situations where you might feel your friends are going to use a drink or a drug and you feel you have to, but you don't want to. You might have been out one night and you've drunk more than you intended to and you can't remember and you feel concerned. So don't sit about worrying about it. Do ask for help. Talk to your parents. Talk to a friend. Talk to someone you trust, like a teacher at school. Talking helps you get clarity, and alcohol and drug issues are just like any other health issue, so don't be scared to ask for help. It's the best way to move ahead and feel okay.
So what can you do in the moment if someone is pressuring you to take a drug or do something that you don't want to do?
I guess the biggest thing is to check in with yourself and be true to yourself and say, you know, is this something that I really want to do? And if it's not, then, you know, practice sometimes with your friends saying, thanks very much, it's not something I want to do, so I'm not going to do it. It can feel tough, but sticking to who you are and what you really want is really important.
And are there places you can go to get help if you don't want to talk to a family friend or anything like that?
Sure, I totally understand that sometimes it can feel like a scary thing to talk about, but as I said, best thing to do is open up, and there are loads of places around now that you can get help. One of the good places to go would be the Alcohol and Drug Information Service or the Drug Aware website. You can talk face to face if that feels too hard. You can talk on the phone, or you can even chat online confidentially. So there are lots of options out there.
Could you tell us what Sadira does, a bit about what Sadira does?
Yes, one of the things that Sadira works hard to do is make sure that people in schools get good, accurate, reliable information. So we know we get a lot through the media, but we can work to help you dispel the myths and get the real message. And we can also help you build skills to develop your own resilience to be able to stay safer in situations where drugs are around. So if you want to know more, if you want your teachers to give you more around that, you can get them to contact us and we can help them help you.
All right. Thanks so much for coming on the show today. Really enjoyed talking about this, and it's a very important issue.
It is, and thanks for bringing it up. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So for more information, go to the CAHRS website, thecouch.com.au. Thanks for watching KidzBiz, and back to you, Fred.
Thank you, Annika. I'm just getting some health and beauty tips for women aged 60 to 80. Oh yeah, it's for women. It doesn't matter. We'll talk to Margaret Woodberry, a fantastic author from Tasmania, after this break, and we're also going to talk travel with Steve Collins. See you then. Welcome back to the couch here on Aurora Television around Australia. It always gives me great pleasure to interview people who have done amazing things. We've got an author on the phone that is waiting to talk to us all the way from Tasmania. Her name is Margaret Woodberry. Margaret, welcome to the couch.
Thank you, Fred.
Now, you're in Tasmania, aren't you?
I am.
Now, you've got a great book, Margaret. Tell me about your beautiful book that you've written called Health and Beauty Tips for Women aged between 60 and 80.
Well, Fred, I wrote this book over the last couple of years since I've retired because when I turned 60 and changes occurred in my appearance that I wasn't that happy about. The changes weren't to my liking, and when I was trying to find ways to make myself look better and make the best of my appearance, there was no advice available. Advice beauty advice for women seems to cut off at around age 60, just when the most dramatic changes are happening to our appearance that have ever happened before in our lifetime.
Margaret, I have to say,
there's just nothing out there.
I'm glad you're saying it cut off at 60. For me, it cut off at about 20. There wasn't much beauty tips. I don't think they could do much for me. But Margaret, I was actually quite amazed with your book. It's very well written. It's very easy to read. And it's a step-by-step book that can help many, many women. Now, a lot of people looking at the cover, we've just shown the cover and we've seen your photo. You look incredible. Can we ask you your age? I know we don't want to tell people exactly what your age is, but people are wondering, is she 65? Is she 70? Can you give us the age range that you actually are now?
Well, all I say, Fred, is that I'm closer to 80 than I am to 60.
And you look incredible. Now, the book itself gives us tips on different things. Now, I've got a couple of things here. I know we've only got a 4-minute spot, but if I'll call out these topics, maybe you can just quickly tell me how you touch this in the book. How to revolutionise your skin care and makeup. What's that all about?
Well, that's about adopting the procedures that I have found worked for me, and there's a lot in there that's to do with optical illusions, counteracting the effects of gravity, going for the up look, and all sorts of creams and lotions, the best ones that will suit our skin, the wonder of peptides, retin A, how to succeed.
Now, I've got some more here. We've got the common sense and good health. What's that one all about?
Well, that is... I've included that in this book because women in this age group are expected to have poor health. Everybody expects us to have poor health. The government, other people, the health industry, and yet millions of us enjoy near perfect health. We fly under the radar of the health industry. And so all my tips in that section are based on common sense and logic and encouraging people to make their own decisions and not to get on the medical merry-go-round.
I'll read a couple more and then I'll get you to touch at the end of this one. But how to dress and look your best, help for thinning hair and counteracting gravity. I wish I could do that one. The magic of is it liposomes? Is that how you pronounce it?
Liposomes.
Yeah, liposomes and peptides, succeeding with retin A, and how to never suffer is it a jet lag again? Is that what you're teaching people? How do you not suffer a jet lag again?
Well, you when you fly on overseas flights, and I have, have had a lot of experience travelling overseas. I used to have to travel to America once a year and back again. It was 40 hours door to door. And I worked out this regime that is like a mind game. And so I included that in my book because so many people in this age group do enjoy travelling. And you just wear 2 watches and you keep one watch on the time, the local time, so you know when your next flight is and that kind of thing. And the other watch you have set on the time at your destination. And all the time you're travelling, you live the routines of life by the time at your destination so that when you arrive, your body has adjusted to living the way you will be living when you do arrive.
Great advice. Now, the book's 181 pages, packed of full, useful tips, health and beauty tips for women aged between 60 and 80. Margaret, why would you recommend this book to many women from that age group? Tell me your recommendation.
Well, I would recommend this book because it's about the only book that they'll find that will help them deal with the kinds of beauty problems that they're experiencing. It'll help them counteract the effects of gravity. It'll help them with wrinkles, crepey skin, deeper set eyes, and of course the thinning hair, which is a very common problem, pigmentation, and open pores, all these things which beset us, and it'll just save them having to go through what I went through, and that's trying this and that and working out what works.
Now, the book is available online. I'll give the website as well, Margaret. It is www.lovely-at 60.com.au. We've got the website coming up. We've got a graphic coming up with that. Margaret, the book's $24.95.
That's right.
It's available now. Is it in any of the bookstores as well?
Yes, it's in bookstores and news agencies and listed on the Nielsen database, so if your bookstore doesn't have it, they can get it for you.
Sounds fantastic. I'm looking forward to talking to you on 6PR some more when you're a guest on there. But good luck with the book. Thank you for being on the show briefly today, and we really appreciate the book. I think it's going to help a lot of women because, as we are saying, a lot of women aren't retiring now at 80 years of age. The government wants everyone to work longer, to live longer, and I think this is a best way to start that step, I think.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you, Margaret. All the best in Tasmania and try and stay warm.
Yes, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Margaret. That is Margaret Woodberry. The book is fantastic. Health and beauty tips for people aged 60 to 80. Now, one way, she did say was a good way of keeping fit and healthy, was to eat Fasta pasta. That's right. If you haven't seen their new menus, neither has Margaret, this is their new menu.
Introducing Fasta Pasta's new lunch menu.
Lunch the way I like it, please.
Just choose your fresh pasta
Linguine.
and your sauce
Fiorentina.
from just $9.90, then add sides and drinks. Lunch the way you like it for a price you'll love. Only at Fasta Pasta.
If you would like to win a $50 voucher thanks to Fasta Pasta, all you have to do is put the code word Fasta Pasta. It's on your screen right now. Fasta Pasta. Put your name and address on that SMS as well. Name and address and send it to 0439 929 929. That's 0439 929 929. And you could be the lucky person anywhere in Australia to win this fantastic voucher that I'm holding in my hand worth $50 thanks to Fasta Pasta for donating those and being a sponsor of this segment. Thank you very much. And please enter because you never know until you give it a go. All right, somebody else that never knows until he gives it a go or never goes until he goes.
Am I looking beautiful?
Oh, you are.
I'm in the demographic.
I was thinking of you when she said about the jet lag because you're always travelling. Steve Collins, of course, from Radio Roaming.
I don't ever get jet lag for some
You never
reason.
get why?
Well, I think because...
Do you get off the plane?
I adjust to the local time. You get off the plane, yeah. Yeah, well, they usually kick me off the plane for bad behaviour, but yeah, no.
Have you travelled to anywhere exotic lately?
Yeah, I have. Well, it depends on what you refer to as exotic, but I've been to Malaysia and particularly I've been to Sabah, which is on the island of Borneo.
A lot of people don't know Sabah because it's fairly new, isn't it? We haven't been talking about it.
Borneo's been there for a very, very long time.
But why haven't we promoted it? Why hasn't Australia?
Well, Australia is getting promoted quite a bit. It's
Now
a very,
it is,
very popular destination now. It's become popular certainly in the last few years. Mainly because there's a lot of very good resorts up there, and there's also so much to do up there.
Do you know, I went to Borneo about 10 or 15, maybe 20 years ago, and we went on this expensive trip. We went to Sandy Can and everything else, and we had to go to this mountain. In the mountains up there, it's really cool, and I like the cooler weather.
You probably went to Mount Kinabalu, did you?
That's the one. But what happened was we had to go over a bridge, and we drove for 5 hours to get to this restaurant. We had a meal, then we had to walk over a bridge and go on to the rest of the tour. But because I was slightly large, after all 5-6 hours I'd driven there, the man said to me, "You're too heavy, not can walk on bridge. You snap bridge." So they made me stay in the whole restaurant for like 10 hours more, waiting for the tour to come back. They wouldn't let me on the actual walk bridge.
Okay.
I ended up staying at the restaurant for the whole time.
Did they feed you while you were at the restaurant?
I did. Can I say I know that restaurant back to front? Knew every single man. But anyway, I know that's my own story, but I loved it over there. Kota Kinabalu, Kuching, Malaysia.
Well, Kuching's in Sarawak, which is another state, and that's sort of separated from Sabah by Brunei, although they do have a common border as well. But I was in Sabah. I went to Kota Kinabalu, and from Kota Kinabalu I did a little bit of touring as well.
Okay, we're going to talk about Mari Mari Cultural Village. Tell me about that
fantastic. Because as you know, the Borneo tribes, I mean, they've been existing in the jungle for many, many years. This recreates, there's several different tribes, and this recreates the longhouses of several of those tribes. And it was fantastic to hear they're showing how they make their food. Oh, this is making beer. They make great beer. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. And the food, they cook the food in the bamboo. They put banana leaf in it and cook it and just chuck it on the fire, and it's really, really delicious. As is the beer, by the way. But it's great. These people, they used everything. That's their blowgun. They had poison blow darts, but they used it. They showed how they made clothes and everything out of bamboo and out of bark, and they were very, very self-sufficient. That's a little trampoline.
Did you get on
they
that
have.
trampoline?
No, I decided not to go on that because I didn't want to break it. And this is this incredible dance they do with the bamboo. They wanted me to try that, but I argued that they didn't have bamboo that was big enough. But it's just fantastic to see them do that. You watch this one because they're really, really fast in this little dance. And they, you know, if you imagine that bamboo, that would really hurt your ankles if you got it caught, but they're so precise.
And I remember,
really,
I remember when we went and did this cultural video, they'd tell you about the e-bun, which were the headhunters.
Yeah, they were headhunters,
And they have the bigger head.
No. What they do was they didn't shrink the heads. They used to get the skull. And in the case of the village I went to, they had like a big mound that was in the shape of a crocodile because that was their symbol. And they would put the head, they would decapitate, put it on there and let it rot away until it shrunk down a bit, until all the flesh went, and then they would hang the skull inside their longhouse, and it was supposed to keep away the bad spirits.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Now, any more on Murray? You want to move straight on?
No. What we'll go on now is we're going to the pouring canopy walk. You were talking about the bridge. Have a go at this. I went to a canopy walk and I thought, oh yeah, this will be like, you know, when you go down the Valley of Giants. No, it's that thing there. It's a bit of plank. It's quite a while, and of course it sways all the time. But you know what? It is so beautiful up there. The jungle is so lush.
Is it cool or hot?
Very, very hot. Very, very humid. To get to that, I had to climb a 60-degree slope, and that was pretty tiring.
It was very hard.
But there's also the pouring hot springs there. And what's happened? You know, they've had an earthquake on Mount Kinabalu recently, which was quite tragic. Several people were killed, but this pouring hot springs, it was starting to dry up, and because it's thermal springs, and the water was getting cooler. Well, now it's flourishing. The water's hotter, and it's got there's a lot more water coming out of it. So that earthquake has done something to revitalise.
Do they have mud springs up there or not?
I didn't see any mud springs, but they've got the thermal springs.
The thermal springs are beautiful for health and beauty.
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of minerals.
Very good for your back if you've got a sore back.
Is it? Oh,
yeah, apparently
okay. Well,
the hot water.
I've got a large front, so that must have an impact on the back, I guess. Yeah.
Now we're going to move straight on to
now this is
Kundasang War Memorial?
No, Kundasang War Memorial.
I pronounced it wrong.
You've heard of the Sandakan Death March?
I have.
This memorial is where they think close to where it ended. Very, very, look, it's a very, very emotional experience to go there. This is the Australian Garden there, because it was mainly, majority of Australian troops, some British, were taken on this march, and they had a death rate of 99.76%. Only 6 people survived. And it's just the most beautiful gardens. The lifetime work of a man called Sevi Chararooks. And this is Mount Kinabalu. It's on the base of Mount Kinabalu, and you look up that. They believe that the spirits of the dead live on the summit of Mount Kinabalu. And you know, they've had that earthquake. You know what they're blaming that earthquake on?
No.
And even though they're nominally Christian in this area, a couple of days before, they had all these Europeans up there taking nude photos of each other. They reckoned that made the mountain angry, and that's what caused the earthquake. And if you go and see it now, it's
well, that's understandable. I'm European. If I was naked up there, it'd probably make a lot of people angry.
Well, exactly right. And the last place we're going is the Shangri-La Rasaria Resort.
Now, this is where you stayed?
This is a magnificent resort, but it's got this.
Oh, look at you
It's got the orangutan sanctuary. They work with the Sepalok orangutan sanctuary, which is the most famous. And these are very, very young males, and they keep them here for a few years until they can go to Sepalok. But I tell you what, these orangutans have 96% of the DNA of humans, and they are so human-like when you see them. They are comical.
Beautiful.
They've got great personalities. The resort itself is very, very flash, very beautiful. It's got an 18-hole golf course there.
Did we get some photos of the resort?
Well, I've got some, but I didn't put them up there, unfortunately, because
so why
you
would
want to go there straight. Why would I want to go?
Why would I want to go to this Shangri-La?
Do you like a little bit of luxury? Because
I do.
It is luxurious.
I do like luxury.
Beautiful rooms. They've got 2 wings. The other thing is it's got a 3.5 kilometre stretch of beach in front of it. It's got dense jungle. There's lots of. It's got an Indian restaurant that has been awarded the best Indian restaurant in Malaysia.
Wow.
And there's a lot of Indians in Malaysia. And a lot
I
of
remember
Indian
20 years ago
restaurants.
people were going there, and they're still going there. So I'm saying they've probably refurbished it a lot.
They have.
It's a very famous
Well, there's a
hotel.
new wing there. But there's all sort of water sports. There's snorkeling, there's scuba diving. There's heaps of things to do there.
Fantastic.
I found it a fantastic place, really good
So
destination.
you enjoyed your trip to Malaysia?
I always enjoy my trip to Malaysia, and I went up there this time, went on Air Asia, because they've got really good connections through. You've got to go via KL, but I flew back from KL back from Kota Kinabalu into KL, and it was only about 2 hours before.
And
I
you know what? They've got some amazing deals now to everywhere.
$99, $99 fares from Perth to KL. That's incredible.
They
and
had $4 trips to Bali last week.
Yeah, I know. It's just
amazing.
ridiculous.
Give AirAsia another chance, and I'm sure they won't let you down. Well,
they've never let me down. I travel with them a lot, and they're really good.
And Shringala, of course, Malaysia. Check out Malaysia as well. If people want more information, they can always go to your website, which is, of course,
RadioRoaming.com. They can listen to my radio station, which is also at RadioRoaming.com.
Well done. Do you know where we're going next time you come in?
Yeah, we're going to go north.
Up north Australia?
Up north in Western Australia.
Fantastic.
Because I found some brilliant places up there.
I can't wait to see that. Radio Roaming back again in a couple of weeks' time with Steve Collins. We'll take a break, be back to talk to Sherl Westlund from the Diabetic Research Association. See you soon. Welcome back to the couch here on Aurora Television. No, I haven't recently adopted a wife or a co-host. This is Katie O'Donnell from Variety. She's going to be talking to us very soon. Looking forward to talking to you more about the lottery, the Variety Lottery. But first, let's go over to our very own Charlton, and he's talking to Sherl Westlund.
Thanks, Fred. I'm joined by Sherl Westlund, Executive Director of Diabetes Research WA. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Fantastic to be here.
So tell me, how long has the organisation been running?
We are coming up to our 40th anniversary next year, so it's quite a long time.
Very long
We've grown up. We're now grown-ups.
Definitely. What's the aim of the organisation exactly?
We believe that with quality research by researchers that are working worldwide, we can find the solutions to diabetes in all its forms. So that includes complications, causes, and an ultimate cure for both types, 1 and 2. So yeah.
So all the research is conducted here in Western Australia?
It is, yeah. So that's the biggest criteria, is that all of the research has to be conducted in Western Australia. So researchers could come into Western Australia, but it has to be done here for the people of Western Australia.
Have you had any breakthroughs in the research at the moment?
Yeah, we've got some fantastic stuff happening here. One of the biggest ones is that we can now predict people with diabetes whether they are going to go on and develop some complications. That means that we can start to look at personalised care for people with diabetes, which is just fantastic. We may even be able to prevent blindness or kidney failure, those kinds of things. One of the other ones is that we can now produce some insulin-producing cells. So that means that for people with type 1, they've found a method to be able to produce insulin. So that's a cure. So that's
Sounds like you guys
really
are really
powerful.
Striving forward.
Yeah,
One
absolutely.
thing I am noticing, especially with your pen and everything like that, I'm not sure if we can see just on the front there, the hummingbird is on everything by you guys. It's kind of the mascot for the company.
It's our new logo.
What was the reasoning behind choosing that?
Well, we decided that we needed a fresh look last year, and we organised a company to help us with that, Two Moons Consulting, and they came up with the idea, and we had, after lots of conversations about who we really are, and so the hummingbird really depicts what we're all about. So the hummingbird is one of the most determined birds. They'll just keep flying until they find their food or nest and things like that. So,
that's great. That's a really good choice. Such a beautiful animal as well.
Yeah, so a lot of our merchandise is now around the hummingbird.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things, I guess, that I didn't really know about is the statistics are actually quite high for diabetes, aren't they?
Absolutely.
What is the actual statistic for diagnosis?
Well, in Australia, we're developing about 280 people a day. So if you just think about that, can fill the MCG every year. So the MCG is full every year with new people developing diabetes.
I had no idea it was that it was that bad.
So that makes it, we really need to push on with research, because research is the only way we're going to find solutions.
I just want to touch on quickly, National Diabetes Week is coming up on the 12th of July. How does this help your organisation?
It helps us by, we can sort of put some more spotlight on our research. It can raise awareness about diabetes, and hopefully people might, particularly with type 2, they might have some more health checks and things like that. But for us, it's a celebration of our research as well. It's a way of us getting that information out to the public that we're doing something about it.
Definitely. You also have a seminar on as well, don't you, during that week?
Yeah, we do.
It's on July 15th at 6 p.m. at the Coburn Health Centre.
Yes,
Got
it
that
is.
right? Cool.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to, just before we wrap up, I just want to bring sort of a myth that I've always had through my childhood to light. I was always told that eating heaps of sugary foods and lollies and that sort of stuff contributes to your risk of developing diabetes. Is that true? Or am I happy to pig out?
No. We're never happy to pig out.
There's a massive bowl there.
Yeah, we can just look at them. They're not real. I think for a start, we just need to make sure that we're talking about which diabetes we're talking about. So health and diet and lifestyle is more of a type 2 diabetes, whereas type 1 is an autoimmune response. So I think we just need to always make sure of those differences. But if you eat enough sugary foods and those kinds of things, then it does raise your risk. So we want to make sure that people are looking after themselves the best possible way.
Thank you very much for coming on today and chatting with us. If anyone wants to find out anything else, what's the website they can do that at?
If people would like to go to our website, it's www.diabetesresearchwa.com.au, and you can get all of our information as well as research and events.
And you can also find out at our website, www.thecouch.com.au. Thanks again for joining us. Thanks to you, Fred.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much to Sherl and, of course, to Charlton. Can I say there's no myth at all about that eating sugar thing? Look, it's the truth. It does. And I've got diabetes. And Sherl, how many people did you say were at the MCG? How many diabetics a year?
That's 100,000.
100,000. Could you imagine people overdosing on sugar, being in an MCG, how noisy it would be, especially if you were a Hawk supporter like our floor manager. Thank you very much. All the best of luck with the research you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. And diabetes is one of the worst killers and also one of the worst diseases. It affects so many people. And I reckon 1 out of every 3 people that we meet is bound to have it or close to having it. So get on board, help them, raise some money so they can get a cure. Thank you very much. Somebody else that's doing a great job is our very own Variety. But before we do that, that's her there. Thank you, Tony. Before you do that, if you want to know more information about the Diabetic Research Foundation or the Diabetic Research, this is how you do it.
If you're looking for more info on anything you've seen on today's show, head to thecouch.com.au. It's where you'll find all the links for our guests, plus clips from the show, backstage photos, and even exclusive movie reviews. You can also sign up as a Couchie and be part of our competitions, including Spin It to Win It. New Zealand viewers, that's open to you too. So jump online and check it out now. thecouch.com.au.
It's terrible, isn't it, when you talk about diabetes, isn't it, Katie?
I know, I am looking at those lollies on the table thinking...
I know, I'll try and get us a couple because I can't get to them either. But we're here to talk about the Variety lottery that's coming up. Now, you're the marketing manager at Variety here in WA.
Correct, yep.
Let's take a look at this promo and then we'll come back and talk to Katie how you can get tickets.
The Variety of Choice $1 million home lottery is on now. Win $1 million to spend on a home of your choice in the location of your choice. You'll have a 1 in 25 chance of winning a home, a car, cash, or other premium prizes. Build a house that suits you anywhere from Albany to Perth to Kalbarri. Hurry, tickets will go quicker than...
Visit varietylottery.com.au.
We were just saying how wonderful Michael Caton is, and he's one of your ambassadors. He's a guy that we see on all your commercials. And the lottery's doing really well. You've got Nathaniel there as well, young Nathaniel, Perth boy. Tell me what the lottery's all about. Why have we created this wonderful lottery?
The lottery actually was something that was brought to us by one of our board members, and it was a dream of his. So he is involved with the JWH group. That's his family's group of companies, and they came to us and gave us this incredible opportunity and worked with us over a number of months to make it all possible. And for us, you know, the ultimate objective is obviously to raise as much money as we can for WA kids in need.
So let's run through the prizes. You can win a $1 million Plunket house.
Correct, and I guess the main difference with ours is that you can actually
take the cash.
You can actually choose to build the house in any style that you want, in any location that you want. So you could build a single story, 2-story, you could build in Albany or Kalbarri or Perth. You could knock down your existing house and rebuild. The choice is really yours.
So you get the $1 million no matter how.
Or the $1 million cash, yeah.
I think that's an amazing lottery. Is there a second and third prize? Because I think there's a couple of cars.
We've got about 2,000 prizes all in total. So we've got 3 cars, from Toyota, which are one of our partners. We've got 5 amazing pieces of Linny's jewellery. We've got holidays. We've got camping equipment from Coleman, which is another great supporter of ours. We've got a lot of hardware stuff from Stratco. We've got, something for everyone, really.
Now, a lot of people don't realise, and we were talking off air about this, that people think, oh wow, there's about $4 or $5 million worth of stuff, or $3 million. It's a big lottery, folks. It's a very big lottery, and the tickets are $100 a ticket.
Yep.
Now, you've got a 1 in 25 chance of winning a prize, is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
But people don't realise it does cost to run a lottery. So it's not like you were flushed with money and you said, let's just do a lottery. Yep. The variety here in WA is paying for some of the prizes, but you've got an association where you might get them cheaper. So we need to sell a maximum amount of tickets. We must sell lots of tickets because Variety does an amazing job. Can you tell us the type of work that the money from this raffle will help?
Sure. So Variety, we're a children's charity, so we're all about supporting WA kids in need. So that's children that are sick, disadvantaged or have special needs right around the state. And we run a number of programs through the year where we provide really tangible, practical assistance. So we're funding pieces of equipment or experiences that kids need. So it could be funding wheelchairs, walking frames, modified bicycles, camps, scholarships, all that kind of stuff. So the families are actually coming to us and saying, this is what our need is, this is what we would like Variety to help with. And then I guess another difference with Variety is that we don't give cash, but we actually will directly provide that equipment, or the family will go and order it and then we'll just pay the bill.
Because you know what, giving cash is easy. Actually providing the service and the equipment and the facilities are what people really want, because sometimes people don't have a clue where to go and get the help. You actually provide the help, which is wonderful. Now, 35 years you guys have been running. That's a big achievement.
Yeah.
When does that happen? When does that milestone happen?
We will celebrate that with an event in September this year. But really the 35th is something that we're wanting to celebrate all through the year.
It's a big achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's a real credit to our volunteers and our founding members that really got Variety up off the ground. We're very, very volunteer based, and there's a lot of members and sponsors that have been with us for almost, if not the entire 35 years. So we couldn't do what we do without their support.
If people want to buy a lottery, a ticket,
Yes.
it's $100 per ticket. You can buy as many as you like.
You can absolutely buy as many as you want, and we've got a website, which is varietylottery.com.au.
Right on screen right now. We want you to get on those phones, or it's best ways to go online like I did. Do what I did. I accidentally bought 2, but I'm more than happy to spend $200 because I couldn't think of a better lottery. And if I win the house,
I will be expecting a phone call.
I will.
I want to know.
Look, I'll split the house with you. I've got a feeling. The thing is, we'd love to win, but we also think you do an amazing job. 35 years of doing such an amazing job for so many children is a wonderful thing. And Katie, can I just say to you too, congratulations. You've been with Variety for many, many years, since the age of 14. And we're showing your age?
I
Capacity,
first was
singing?
introduced to Variety when I was about 14.
You're going to sing us out to the break?
Not today. I think it's your big moment.
No. Trust me,
It
it's
really
never
is.
that big. Buy the lottery from Variety.
Love it.
Fantastic. Thank you to Katie. We love having you here. You do an amazing job. She's the marketing manager at Variety here in WA, the children's charity. Get on board. Go to our website if you haven't got the details for the lottery, but Google it. Variety Lottery. They do an amazing job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Look forward to having you back on the couch very soon.
Likewise.
Maybe doing a song together.
Who knows?
Variety by the raffle. After the break now, thanks.
Love it.
Oh, pity we ran out of time. Welcome back to the couch here on Aurora Television. Now, we've run out of time because some hosts go over and over and over with their interviews, and we haven't had time to bring you Frank Prokop. We'll try and talk to him very soon. Also, the girls from Shark Tank. We have the girls, they're called Those Girls actually. They invented an amazing tea. Their names are Eleanor Andalou and Lauren Davey. We'll be talking to them. There they are on screen, drinking a lovely peach tea. I love the iced tea. We're going to be talking to them, and see this cup here? It's an amazing cup. It's the world's smartest coffee cup, The Clever Way to Do Coffee by Frank Green. We're going to talk to the girls about this next week, and we're going to find out why they are so special, these cups. And I think we've got a minute or so. I'll just open one up just to show you what it looks like inside. It's incredible, actually. There you go. There's the cup. It's like a normal plastic mug type thing, but for some reason it's very special. It's a magic cup by Frank Green. So we're going to find out about that next week when we talk to those girls. Also, don't forget the book called Health and Beauty Tips by Margaret Woodberry. We spoke to her today. She's giving tips to women 60 to 80 years of age. Please get the book. It is an amazing book. There's the website. Thank you very much to Liam. That's our website if you'd like to find out more details. But that's the book, basically, Health and Beauty Tips for women aged 60 to 80 by Margaret Woodberry. And next week I talked to one of the Norandas. Now the Norandas, for those people who don't know, they're in the style of the Sapphires. They're going to be singing for us next week, not the Sapphires, the Norandas. They're local, they're from Perth. They're an amazing, amazing Indigenous group of women. They are wonderful talent and wonderful Australians. They've got a show coming up at the Astor Theatre here in Perth. It's going to be live at the Astor Theatre featuring, let me get the names right because it's very important. It's called Randa and the Soul Kingdom, and also Phil Wally Stack. And it's going to be on Friday, the 17th of July at the Astor Theatre. The tickets are $25. 7:30 p.m. is when the doors open, and you can get your tickets at the door at the Astor Theatre. It's called The Norandas, The Sweet Sound of Motown. That's the brochure, so look out for it. Go to their website, the Norandas website, Google it if you need to, and please support them, the Norandas. And next week we'll have them performing on the show, and we'll also talk to them right here on the couch. That is it for this week. I think I've pretty much wrapped everything up. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks to the wonderful crew for working on this wonderful day. We're going to go out today with a young girl called Tanika, Peverall. She's got a beautiful song. It's called 4 5 Seconds, and that's probably all I've got left to say. Goodbye, Australia. We'll see you next week.
You call